Okay, let's see. Where do I want to start with them? I I don't want to start with that because that goes into Ben and Morgan. So I'm gonna start with the couples dinner with them. Um, I don't for those of y'all that didn't see Jac and Glen's review, but we said this on there. Like we talked about Alexis and Justin for quite a bit as we watched the episode. We didn't record it because
Oh no,
it was kind of tense.
it was a little tense
It
there.
was kind of
We'll get there.
tense.
I'm gonna get y'all opinions, but we'll get there. Go ahead.
But what we talked about was Justin just being oblivious to his wife, and then unlike Mitch, the way that Alexis responded to Justin, just like you said to Lisa, when Kristen had that verbal vomit and she really just did it all over Mitch, he was calm and he was like, I want you to say what you got to say. I want you to. In contrast, Alexis was like, I don't want to talk about it. I told you I don't want to talk about it. Okay, you want me to talk? Brrr. And that just went crazy from there. So Alexis and Justin, he needs to catch some verbal cues, and it might be hard for him to do because maybe he's the type of person, y'all all know those people that they just don't catch the hint. They just don't catch hints. Maybe he's that person. He don't catch hints, and he should have been like, okay, she don't want to say anything, let me leave her alone. But on the flip side, when Alexis needs to understand her husband, he's an overthinker, and overthinkers, if you don't give them something, they'll grab onto anything. So when she was like, I don't want to talk, and he was like, but why don't you want to talk? And she just left it at, like, I don't want to talk. She should have said, I don't want to talk because this. Not get into it, but I don't want to talk because of this. We can talk later. But instead, she did it. And so he was, all them wheels started turning. Well, I wonder is it this? She always has something to say. And so that was just, they I don't know. They're on a crash course right now. I, I'll be really rooting for Black Love, and 9 times out of 10, they let me down. On Married at First Sight, they let me down. They let me down.
But you know, I think our argument was this: how come Justin? And I blame Justin. Like, dog, I know if
See,
Jack
I
said,
didn't.
I said, I know if Jack says I don't have anything to say, I'm not going to keep poking the bear. I'm not going to poke the bear. If she says, look, I have nothing to say, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to stop. But he felt left out. If you ever notice, he felt left out because everybody else was sharing. He wanted her to say something nice about him. He wanted her to say something nice about him. He wanted his ego stroked. And when she wasn't willing to stroke his ego at the table,
Finger.
yeah, you got the church finger?
Yes,
Yeah, you got a point on the
I
speaker?
got a point on the speaker.
All
So
right.
that was where we had the issue because my husband was like, Justin was still wanting her to interject in the conversation. And I said, no, at that point, Justin's thing was just like, I want to understand why you don't want to talk. I'm not trying to make you talk. I just want to know why you don't want to talk. And that's where he said Justice wanted her really to still participate in the conversation. And I said the conversation went from that to, well, just tell me why you won't say anything.
And as a man, he felt, just as a man, I'm talking from a man's perspective, he felt lonely because everybody else husband was sharing, they was talking about things. And so he felt like, at least my wife, I know she can say something good about me because I'm doing better, right? That was his thing. I'm doing better. And he thought he was doing better. And she didn't like, really, you're not doing better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just appeasing you. I'm just really taking care of you. You're not doing better. I'm just forgetting all those things. And she didn't want to say that at the table. She would, to me, I was like, she didn't want to bruise his ego, right? She didn't want to make him feel any less than he already felt at the table because she could have went on, man. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. You're not doing. We're not progressing in here. We regressing. And I think she was like, you know what? I'm just not going to say anything because Christian already said enough about Mitch, and I don't want to be on your. I don't want to put you out there like that, and I don't want to have discussion again in front of everybody. And that's why I think her and Morgan are in the same situation because they don't want to talk about everybody in front of everybody, talk about their spouses. So I don't know. Look, it's Justin and Alexis. They started out fast, and they have calmed and cooled down a lot. I do still have a problem with her because every time she has a chance to talk about this man's sexuality or talk about what he is not doing, she always goes in. We didn't watch. We did not watch After Party this week.
Oh, she
She
did.
she talked
She
about
did.
how they try to have sex, but something happened. You know, and she tried to point out that this man couldn't get it up. That's what she was saying.
That's what it
That's what
sounded
she
like.
That's what
thought.
I said. That sounded like to me like he couldn't get up. She already said the man's having wet dreams. So she already said you're celibate. She was telling everybody. So she always pointing at this man's um issues, but she ain't never tried to help him none. Well, if he couldn't get it up, what did you do to help him get it up? Did you do anything to try to make sure he got it up? All those type of situations to me, she's rough on, and she's harsh on him. So I think she needs to calm down a little bit, but he needs to be a little less sensitive. But I'm gonna stop right there, and see, Lisa, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go on Alexis and Justin.
I think that Justin did feel left out. Like I feel like he did. Everybody was going around the table explaining good or bad what was happening. But when they got to him and she didn't say anything, not only did he feel left out, she figured the reason she didn't say anything about him was because what was true. There was no growth. I don't see any changes. All I'm gonna do is spew negativity about you and how sensitive you are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I just think that they both have the wrong way about going about expressing this. Like her, I don't want to talk about it, felt very dismissive. It felt very cold. It felt very I don't want to talk about it and it's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I just felt like and then him, it just was just okay, let it go. For him it was I want to know why. Like it was like baby please. Like it just felt really like tell me, I need to know. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then it did change to why don't you want to share? Well, if I don't want to share what's wrong with my marriage right now with you or where we are, I definitely don't want to share why I feel that way because it's gonna point me right back to why I don't want to talk about it, right? I just think that it was too much too fast, too much too soon. And I don't know. And her saying I have to self-regulate for me and my husband. I was like, oh, I don't know. And him being Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Oh, I was just like, oh girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I also don't know if she's able to build him up. Like, it just feels like it's a constant tear down. This is wrong. This is what's wrong. What about what's right? You want him to focus on the positive, as she said, as they were doing their crafting and scrapbooking. But you should too. Don't just hold that on to him. So I don't know. And when we watched After Party, because I decided, you know what, I got some more minutes. Let me watch it. I'm with you about the whole, she's always deflating his masculinity.
Yes.
Always. And it comes to win with his sexual organs and his sexual abilities, etc. Maybe he was nervous.
Right.
Maybe y'all were too drunk. You know what I'm saying? Listen, maybe you weren't wet enough. I don't know.
That's what I think.
Like right. I mean, because frustration will come, and then all of a sudden there's no more action, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things, and so while you are pointing the finger at him, saying how insinuating that he couldn't get it up, like you said, Glenn. Well, what was your contribution? And not necessarily what were you doing to help, but what was hindering it? Were you nagging him in the middle of it? Were you talking about that damn Newton's in the room, we can't do it? I don't know. I mean, you got to think about all of those things when you think about their dynamic. It's just, all of it is a lot. And I really need them both to take a step back. And then when he tried to self-regulate, as she would call it, and not say anything, then it was like, you're doing tit for tat. No, I just can't win for losing. I just can't. I'm not expressing myself well. I just need to stop talking because I'm talking too much and I'm digging a bigger hole. So that's just my thoughts. I like Jackie. I want all the black love. it to continue. I want it to be healthy. I want it to be successful. But at this point, these two are not showing me that they're going to be able to make it and resolve small little issues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I agree. She does treat him like a child at times, and I think sometimes he doesn't stand up enough for himself. In essence, to be like, hey, talk to me this way. We can have conversation. We can converse, but treat me like this. Where he needs to show, hey, I am a man in this situation, but look, handle this situation. I think they have. I think he's so much of a people pleaser that she has taken on the mother role for him instead of the wife role. That she's trying to make him appease him and do everything he needs to be comfortable. And all right, Justin, I'm going to do this for you. Okay, Justin, we're going to do that for you. And Justin, we're going to make sure this is right. But I need you to give me something. And he's not able to give her what she's looking for. Justin thinks that because he keeps the house, he take care of Newton, he still provides dinner for her, and all these other things that's going to make her happy. Well, that might not be her love language because again, on after party, she was the one like, I still take him out. I still take him out to dinner. So it seems to be okay. You want the roles reversed. You want to be in charge. You want to be the masculine.
Yes.
You want to be the masculine one in this relationship. You want to be the one to take care of him, but then you don't appreciate the fact when he does do the little things for you, right? I'll go back to when she was gone for just 3 or 4 days. He took care of Newton. He didn't have to. Nowhere did we see her say thank you. You could tell Newton likes him because Newton's laid up in the bed with him.
Yeah.
Newton's well, that's a whole different story about the animals laying in the bed. Newton is still close to him. So all these things are in retrospect. All these things are that he's doing, but I don't think she's appreciate anything that he does because it's not the way that she wants it to be done. You know, and I think she wants it her way.
The only thing I was going to say right there is I think she feels like she has to coddle him. Maybe she shouldn't, and she shouldn't be mean.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe she should put his feet to the fire. I think that's what it is. Justin needs someone that's not going to treat him tender, probably like people have. She might have to. She's gonna have to toughen him up, but not bad.
But when you see that though, right? When people, because we saw his brother do that to him early, when his brother held his feet to the fire, and his brother told him how he really thought, how he really felt, and his brother really read Justin for who he was. Justin couldn't take it. He couldn't take, and maybe because it was his brother, but when his brother did it, Justin couldn't take the fact that his brother was being brutally like, you're not ready for this marriage. We got you too much invested, or you have too much involved, and I don't think this is a good idea. And we're starting to see that his brother was really telling the truth, that Justin is not ready for marriage, that Justin was too much involved, that Justin is not ready to be in this type of relationship with somebody who is just as truthful as he is. Because I mean, shoot, Alexis shoots it to him with no chaser. She gives it to him, but I think she still holds back. Yeah. I think she really gives it to him off camera, that what we don't see, that really beats him up and beats him down.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't need that. He needs something in between.
Yeah, but one thing she said, that whole Jekyll and Hyde thing, and that her feelings be hurt. So he be saying something. If your feelings are hurt, he is saying something that is causing her to have to feel away. And then on the after party, Keisha was like, yo, so you got a soft heart. That hard exterior is just for show. You really are a softie. And then she says, I can't, we both can't be crying. Why y'all can't? Because crying is cleansing, and maybe he'll see that you are the same as him and won't be feeling so like, how do I man up? How do I, it's okay to cry and be vulnerable. And maybe if you do it with him, he won't do it as much. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it'd be a lot. But I feel like maybe he do be saying some hurtful stuff.
Yeah. I think
he got to be saying something.
Or she's softer than we think.
Yeah.
With that hard exterior, that she may be softer than we think. And like, oh, you thought he talked to me like that? And she just, all this hardness is a persona that she putting on. And the way that could you tell she plays for the camera? I mean, even when she, the point where she was in her vignette, she's like, oh, we. I mean, he. Oh, no, I mean, we.
Or the marriage. I mean, our marriage.
Our marriage. Right. So she's playing up for her. She's using her wording to try to say, okay, I'm still in this, but I'm not really in this.
Mhm.
So I think she has to be much softer. She is softer, but her family said that though. That they all, if you look at all her sisters, and when they talked about it earlier, they mentioned all of them being hard because they had to raise themselves, or that their
That's how the mama
mom raised
raised
them
them.
to be independent and not to rely on anybody. And that's fine. But when you're in a marriage, sometimes you have to be vulnerable and let your walls down. And I think what happened was real life struck in, because she was a totally different person on a honeymoon. You talk about honeymoon, Kristen, the honeymoon Alexis is totally different from what she is now. I mean, she had really on a honeymoon, she had really let her walls down and let him in. And now when they got back to San Diego, it seemed like the walls went up. I think I want to ask the people chat and you guys, if the Newton and Telisa, if the Newton situation had not happened, would this couple be better than what they are right now, or would they still be in the same place?
I know. I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago, and people was like, "Oh, I think they would." Um, it would still. She was just looking for a thing, looking for something, looking for
Mhm.
something. I think we wouldn't have seen it as soon.
Okay.
Yes.
I think
I
that we
agree.
would. It would have. Maybe it'd be just showing itself about right now at the 1 month
Mhm.
mark, because
Mhm.
she wouldn't have had anything happening. And it looked like him and Newton is BFF. So I don't know, you know what I mean? Like Newton, I think like her, like him better than he like her, honestly, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, yeah, so I think we would have, it wouldn't have surfaced as fast. We would have saw it instead of when they first got home, maybe, 2 episodes after.
All right. And it's been a month. Hashtag free Maya.
Maya probably at the homeboy house.
We saw Maya go in. We at least should see Maya come out, right?
Right. Yeah, I
we,
agree.
we saw Maya go in to doggy camp or doggy prison. We should at least see Maya come out of doggy prison and go
Rikers
to
Island.
Rikers Island and go to homeboy's house. You know what I'm saying? So I think she is distancing herself. I think she's trying to find her way out. She's trying to find a scapegoat.
Okay.
She's trying to get out.
So let's parlay that into Ben and Morgan.
I'm gonna parlay the Ben and Morgan because how you parlay, because Alexis and Justin has answers for everybody's relationship, but they don't have
But
answers.
their own.
They don't have answers for their own relationship. How do you give everybody else advice about their relationship and you can't handle your own? And the advice that you're giving them should be the advice that you should be taking for yourself.
I'm not even going to say advice. You all intertwined in their stuff, and you can't even catch a hint in yours.
No, because that's the only thing they talk about is Ben and Morgan's relationship. That's one of the things they have in common. But before we get to the Ben and Morgan, your thoughts on Telisa, Justin and Alexis being in their relationship and how much Justin, to me, I blame Justin. Stop talking to your wife.
No,
Nope.
Listen.
he wasn't. He don't. She said it. A lot of it is not him talking to her. It's her ear hustling.
He got her on speaker. He got him on speakerphone. I think in this instance, this is how Justin feels like he's connecting with Alexis. I feel like he's being a PUSSY right now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
a BAN if you must. Like, I feel like he's just trying to connect with her, and this little gossip, messy behavior is the thing that she's all like, "Tell me more." But I'm gonna stab you in the back until I'm gonna, because couples pillow talk. Okay, let's not act like we don't. Couples pillow talk about all the things. Especially if you're married, you have conversations about your friends and what's going on with them. And anybody who tell you that they don't, they lying. Maybe they don't go into all the detail, but they know something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, because you're sharing it with me as your confidant. I need to get this off my chest. Otherwise, it's going to be whatever. Or I'm being messy. I just want to tell my best friend, did you know? Like, so I really don't know who to blame except for Ben. Okay. That's where my blame goes, is to Ben, but we're not there yet. I feel like Justin is wrong. Alexis is wrong. Everybody is wrong. Actually, drink water and mind your business. Like you both said, work on your own relationship and not focus on someone else's. So I'm not really clear what their benefit is. And then watching After Party, she did say she should have minded her business, right? She did say that, and I commend her on that. But really, like we said a moment ago, this would have been the thing that would have tore them apart. Had it not been Newton, this would have been the thing, right? It just would have been something different, and this would have been the thing. Like, why are you sitting there talking to Ben about, Morgan? You should let them handle that. You all in it would always be something. So, yeah.